Okay, solo gamers. Oh, I'm sorry, gamers. It's me, the solo gamer, and we're playing heroclix here, and we're just going over a few of the things. And the next person to move is going to be Cyclops. As you can see, Cyclops, he's part of the X-Men, of course, and he's from an X-Men set. He cannot fly, but he has running shot. That's his starting power. He has movement 8. He has attack of 10, but no special thing. But he has willpower, bringing the team back alive for defense. And that means he can push if he wants to without taking any damage. Okay? And then he has a special thing, and it's trained together since the beginning. Cyclops can use probability control if no other friendly character has used probability control this turn. He can use it only during the attacks of other friendly characters with the X-Men keyword. So, he can only use probability control because the only other one with the X-Men keyword on this board is Wolverine. So he can only use probability control on Wolverine's turn. And what probability control is like, let's say Wolverine were to roll a die and it was a terrible roll, then he can use probability control and Wolverine can roll again. So it's basically a re-roll. So Cyclops was here. We're going to move him 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he'll stop right there and stay below the stairs. Okay, next turn is Dr. Doom. Now, I love Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is absolutely fantastically probably one of my favorite villains in all the Marvel Universe. I have just always loved him. And he comes from he's got this special team ability for Dr. Doom. But we're not going to use team abilities in this because this was such a haphazard thing, and none of that really came up in the comic. It's a beautiful sculpt of Dr. Doom too. Okay, he has a special trait. It says, "See, I am still your superior." You gotta love that. When another character possessing the Fantastic Four keyword or team ability is KO'd, heal Dr. Doom of 1 damage. Well, that's not going to happen on this. Okay. So he has an 8 for, of course, he can... Now this one's he doesn't fly, he's on foot. And he can use phasing teleport. And phasing teleport, all that is he can, he can go anywhere. He can go through people. In this game, you can't walk through people. But he can, because he has phasing teleport. He can go through a wall, because he has phasing teleport. That doesn't mean he gets to fly, okay, necessarily. But phasing teleport, he can do that. Okay, so in his attack power, he doesn't have anything, but it says Doom will solve your problems, feeble ones. When attacking a character that another friendly character missed an attack this turn, Dr. Doom modifies his attack value and damage value by +1. So we got to remember that. So if somebody else's attacks Thanos and doesn't hit him, then Dr. Doom can get a +1 to his attack and damage. And then, of course, he has Impervious, and, of course, he has Indomitable, so he can push. And Impervious is better than Invincibility. And what Impervious is if somebody hits you, if they don't have anything that can bust through your defenses, you roll a die. And if you get a 5 or 6, you take no damage whatsoever. If you don't get a 5 or 6, then you take 2 damage. Okay? So, that's how that works. Or you take... I believe you take 2 damage only. Or you subtract 2 from the damage or something like that. I'll double check, but that's what he's got. And then he has a special thing, Outwit. Doom will help you as long as our interests align. Outwit. And Outwit is a power. Let's say he wanted to outwit Cyclops. Let's say you have to be able to see the other person to outwit them. And let's say Doom wanted to attack Cyclops, which he's not, but let's say he is. Well, Doom is right here, and he's going to use his Outwit. And Cyclops will not be able to use his willpower or his running shot or one power that Doom chooses, okay? So that's what's going to happen with that. Doom can basically outwit a power and negate it for that turn. So Doom's got a movement of 8. And he will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doom's always the cautious one. He's going to let somebody else do all the hard work for him. Okay, then the next character we have is Cloak. Cloak is, well, let's just say he has a trait and it says Cloak and adjacent character named Dagger can use stealth. Cloak can use the carry ability. So Cloak can carry another person. Now Dagger's in here, so Dagger, we're not going to be worried about the stealth, but what that means is Cloak can use the carry ability. Let's say Cloak was going to move, he can take Thor with him. Okay? Move is his movement -2, so he has 11 movement, so he would be -2, so it'd be 9, and then that's his turn, and then Thor can, you know, do whatever. So Cloak can move 11. He has phasing teleport just like Dr. Doom. He has smoke cloud, so Cloak could use a smoke cloud to put around him, and it would be hindering terrain. And then he has willpower just like Cyclops, so he can push. And then he has his exile to the Dark Force Dimension special ability. Cloak can use incapacitate. When he does, he may give a hit character 2 action tokens instead of 1. If you do, deal Cloak 1 avoidable damage after actions resolve. So that's kind of a give and take. He can hit somebody and do incapacitate. And what incapacitate is like, let's say Cyclops didn't have an action on him, but let's say Cloak hit him with incapacitate. Well, Cloak can put an action token on him, so that way Cyclops wouldn't be able to do or would have to push. But it says Cloak can give 2 action tokens instead of 1. Which incapacitate is 1, but Cloak has that special thing where he's 2, and that means Cyclops wouldn't even be able to go whatsoever. Okay, but then Cloak would have to deal himself 1 unavoidable damage to do that. So he's, you know, right here. He's going to move 11. He's got phasing teleport 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and he's going to bring up a little bit of a smoke cloud to put around him. Okay, so we have one more good guy that can move this turn, and it is going to be Quasar. And Quasar here, he's 175 points. He's from the Galactic Guardian set as well. And he has hypersonic speed to start off with. He's a flyer. This is what hypersonic speed is. Let's say Quasar was going to attack Cyclops again. Okay, he can move 10 spaces. Okay, hypersonic speed, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, attack, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 run away. Okay, that's hypersonic speed. Now there's a rule, like if you are adjacent excuse me, to another character, you cannot move. As I say, he were to come up to Cyclops and try to punch him, well, they're in combat, so Quasar would have to roll for breakaway. Okay, and if he didn't make his roll for breakaway, then he's stuck there. Okay, that ends his turn, he's stuck there. But with hypersonic speed, Quasar is not stuck there. Quasar can move, attack, and then keep going. That's what hypersonic speed does. So Quasar, he's going to move. No, he has that. He has energy explosion. And energy explosion is a power. You know, he can shoot twice. And that is where basically it's kind of what you think it is. He can shoot, and let's say he were to shoot right here. Let's say he were to shoot the Hulk. Okay, he hits the Hulk, and then that would also damage Drax, and it would damage Captain America. Okay, anybody that would be by them, it could damage. He also has invulnerability for defense, and he has for his attack power, perplex. And what perplex is that means you can boost up your stat +1 anyone you want. So like if you want to boost up your attack +1, you're going to boost up your damage +1, if you're going to boost up your defense +1, or if you can see another person, like he can see Thanos, he can use perplex and make him be -1 on his stuff. So that's what perplex does. Okay, so Quasar's got 10, and he's flyer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and so that is the good guys, the first 6 who went. That is their turn. So this is what we have on the board. So now it is Thanos' turn. And like I said, remember, Thanos has the gauntlet. So Thanos can basically do everything he wants, anything he wants. But let's take a look at his standard powers. First of all, he's cosmic. This little symbol means he's a cosmic, and that means that he never he's always indomitable. He can always push if he wants to and not take any damage. Okay, so he's worth 300 points, and he starts out with a 10 attack, and he has phasing teleport. Well, we went over that. Then he has a 13 attack, and that's greet my love when you meet her. He's talking about death. And I love these little things here, how they do that, you know, according to their characters. And that's penetrating psychic blast. So he's got 5 damage, so basically everything he hits is going to be 5 damage. Plus, now the powers he gets with the gauntlet, which we'll go over. And of course, he's impervious. He has a 9 range, and he can target 2 people. Okay, but he has his trait. It says, whenever an opposing character is KO'd, heal Thanos of 1 damage. Modify Thanos' combat values +1 for each opposing character KO'd since the end of your last turn. So if he KOs like 3 people in 1 turn, you know, wow. And he's the Aviator of Death. Other characters can't be healed. So there's some, you know, like Wolverine, he can't be healed. That type of thing. So let's look at what the Infinity Gauntlet does for Thanos besides him moving every turn and never having to push. Alright. He can use willpower, of course. Choose an attached gem that you not choose characters. Okay. Modify characters' combat values +1 at the beginning of your turn. Okay. Modify characters' combat values +2, and the character can use the effects of every attached gem. So basically, he has +2. Okay? +2 to all his stats that are already on there. Okay? And now he can use the soul gem. And each turn we're going to let him use a different power. Okay? The soul gem character can use steel energy. Power gem. He can use close combat expert or range combat expert. Time gem can use incapacitate and super senses. Space gem. Character can use phasing teleport and the carry ability. Modifies speed +2. Reality gem. Character can use probability control but only during character's turn. And mind gem character can use mind control and telekinesis. Now what I'm going to do is and he's got all these little powers here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do this a little fair as well, and we're going to put a little penny by the first one, and that means this turn he can use the soul gem, and he can use steel energy. And what that steel energy does is that if he hits somebody, let's say he were to hit Iron Man, okay, not only would Iron Man take damage, but Thanos can heal a click or 2. You understand what I'm saying? So, but Thanos is not damaged right now, so okay, so yeah, he would heal character of 2 damage. So he would heal 2 clicks, but he's not hurt right now, okay? So, you know, that's what he would do there. Alright, so Thanos, he gets a +2 on all his values, so he can move 12, and he has phasing teleport. And just to make it a little bit more even, we'll see what we do with that. So we're going to go by his dial first. He can move 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll put him over here in front of his chair. Ah, yes. He's waiting for him to come. Now, let's look at Terexia. She can use willpower. She has, she cannot fly. She runs, but she can use charge. Okay, charge is kind of like the running version of running shot. Her speed value is 7. Her movement value is 7. Charges, she goes half that. So she would round up. So she can move 4. 1, 2, 3, and punch him. Cyclops. Okay? That's charge. So she can move half her value and then attack. Do a close combat attack. That's what charge is. She has super strength, which we've already gone over. Invulnerability. And then she has a special thing here where it says Thanos creation. If you control a character whose name includes Thanos, which we do, Terexia can use perplex. Okay. So that's what she can do. So, she started here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can move diagonal any way you want, and that's what she's going to do. But we got to put a token by her. And she's there with her lover, Thanos. Okay, let's take a look at the next 6 characters. And hopefully this thing will start speeding along to where we won't have to go over the powers anymore. But the Hulk is worth 150 points. He has Indomitable, which means he can push. And his powers are... Banner is puny. He's got charge. He's got super strength. And he's got impervious. And then he has leap into the fray. The Hulk can use leap, climb, and quake. He ignores hindering terrain and outdoor blocking terrain for movement purposes while using charge. So if he were to charge, he can just move through that. Leap climb is basically what it sounds like. He can jump up here using leap climb. Okay, he doesn't have to climb the stairs. He can jump up there. And quake is a power we'll go over in a little bit. But his movement is 8. So the Hulk, he jumps into the fray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's just charging right up there to Thanos. The Hulk's never been one to be smart. And that's another thing why I don't like playing heroclix with other people in the way. I mean, they'll play the Hulk. And you know, the Hulk, for the most part, when I was reading him, he was a mindless brute. He didn't use strategy. He just charged into things. But if you play heroclix with some people, they'll have the Hulk. He'll hide and he'll use strategy and he'll come out behind this. And that's not realistic to me. I'm sorry, it's just not. So that's that. The next character is the Vision. Vision here can fly. 95 points. He's indomitable. Now he's a special power. It says Vision can use charge and stealth. He may use charge normally or be given a double power action to use charge and ignore characters and terrain for movement purposes. That means he would have to get 2 pennies by him, and he could charge through people and stuff. Now stealth. Let me just go over stealth. Say he's got stealth, and let's say, well, we got a bunch of freaking hindering terrain blocks. Let's say we had some of those yellow hindering terrain blocks that were on the other map. Vision were in one of those blocks. Let's say this is a yellow block. Then he can't be targeted. Thanos cannot shoot him. Thanos cannot shoot him with a laser or anything like that from over there because he can't see him. He's using stealth. You can close combat somebody on stealth, but you can't just shoot. So that's for the Vision. And then he has toughness for his defense. And toughness is you take 1 off. If somebody damages you, you -1 from it. So if he were to get hit for 3 damage, he would only do 2 damage. Take 2 damage. So he has a movement of 9. And we'll move him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. We'll put him there. Now we have Nova. He's worth 125 points. He has phasing teleport, invulnerability, and he has a special power. And it's World Mind Surge. Nova can use Perplex, but only to target himself or characters that share a keyword with him. So he can only use Perplex on himself. He couldn't use it on Thanos. When he uses it, he may modify attack value of +2 instead of 1. So he gets +2 instead of 1. So he's got 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nova's kind of one of them ones who like goes headlong into the fray as well. And then we have good old Captain America. Captain America, we kind of went over what he has. He has charge, quake, which we haven't gone over, and energy shield deflection. We'll have to go over that. Next video, we'll come back and we'll go over energy shield deflection and quake. See you then.